PCN is brought to you in part by the following underwriters.
Welcome to PACTV Community News, local stories from the South Shore. Tonight, we take you to a flag football league in Pembroke and a peace vigil in Plymouth.
PCN stops into the preparations for the Silver Lake musical that's utilizing the Makerspace classroom. And we have a new segment starting tonight with licensed mental health counselor Leslie Cutler. It's called Mindful Moments.
Our doctor's orders takes us to BID in Plymouth to highlight its parenting classes. And Local Eats brings us history and food from the Windsor House.
Going to be a great show, and we begin tonight by taking some time to honor Veterans Day with a story from Memorial Hall in Plymouth. Memorial Hall in Plymouth is living up to its name. Thanks to the legwork of Bob Davidson, the hall is paying homage to several Vietnam veterans from America's hometown. We spoke with two other veterans that helped to organize the display. We also met up with a woman who brought in her husband's incredible model airplanes, and they're hanging from the ceiling in the hall. It is truly a memorial hall.
For many years, I wanted to do something to memorialize the veterans from Vietnam, the young men that were there. I attended high school with 3 out of the 4. Fred Garside was a little older than I was. Bobby Hedge, Paul Resendiz, Wayne Moore, we were all in high school together within a year, say. And I thought it would be nice to recognize them. I always thought maybe it would be nice to put a memorial in Plymouth's Memorial Hall. What better than that? So I got together with a couple of gentlemen. We ran around talking to different people, trying to get things like mannequins and uniforms, and people were very receptive to what we were trying to do.
The unique thing about this was about 3 years ago, a group got together and had a Huey helicopter. And was that the Veterans Day parade? Kenny, what the parade was? Thanksgiving Day parade. They had a helo, and they recognized on the back of the helo the names of the 4 fallen soldiers from Vietnam. But I got involved with the helicopter about 3 weeks before it was finalized. And when I'm looking at it, one of the gentlemen, well, the one who was just on, Ken, started talking about where I served. And I served in the 9th Marines, Ashaw Valley. And it just so happens that Paul Resendiz, the corpsman, was in my platoon when another platoon got ambushed by the NVA, and he went in as the corpsman and took care of quite a few of the guys that were injured, and then he got killed during that time when he was saving the guys.
That one there, that's my plane, because I love the biplane, and so he built that for me. So I was a little reluctant to let that one go. Bill had they were on loan to the museums. And I said to him one day, you know, Bill, you should bring those home and enjoy them for a little while, and something happens to you, I'll see to it that they go back out. And that's exactly what happened. So he went and collected them, and I had a cathedral ceiling put in, and the rest is history.
Fred Garside was one of the first people, soldiers, veterans, that were killed in the Vietnam War. On the wall, I believe his name is either on the first or second line. His plane went down with 9 men aboard. So he was one of the first people, soldiers, that were killed in the Vietnam War. And that was another reason why I thought he had to be recognized, not just for giving the ultimate sacrifice like the other gentlemen. And the community, and especially our high school people, they should come and visit. We have a wonderful museum here, not also this display of the Vietnam veterans.
The South Shore Women's Resource Center is a nonprofit domestic violence program that has been assisting victims of domestic violence and their families for more than 30 years. They recently held a peace vigil to honor those who have survived and are still surviving domestic violence. They wanted to bring awareness to the issue and let everyone know that there is a resource on the South Shore that can help.
Buried deep, deeper than you'd ever be.
It's our annual domestic violence vigil, and why we have the vigil is to honor the victims who lost their lives, domestic violence victims who lost their lives in 2015 in Massachusetts, as well as remember the victims of domestic violence homicides throughout the country, as well as honor the survivors. And what we do is we have a gathering and we read the names of all of those who have passed, and then also have a local band, Angry Ginger, sing, and have guest speakers speak to their perspective on domestic violence, and really talking about how, as a community, we can come together to end domestic violence, as well as create an environment where, as a society, we also take a stand against all domestic violence, so that we can start to see the tide of homicides decrease and more people be able to live in houses without violence and feel safe in their own home. And so what we do today is we have a group of people. We have police officers as well as local officials who are coming to also support us, and South Shore Women's Resource Center.
As far as the Plymouth Police Department goes, we feel it's crucially important to stay involved with vigils, especially something as important as domestic violence. We recognize that we need to stay involved with the different groups, South Shore Women's Center, Council on Aging, and we have a lot of pride in the fact that we are engaged and we do meet with those groups. The importance of high-risk situations that we identify in police work. And I think one of the things we've learned over the years is that each of the agencies has their own criteria and their own concerns, and we need to learn what those are so we can participate in a solution. We want to be part of the not only the prevention but the treatment phase, and see what we can do to kind of participate in that with the South Shore Women's Center.
During the month of October, the Lieutenant Governor and I have been traveling around the state, both visiting programs and hearing what's working well, and also hearing what we need to focus on doing better, as well as attending awareness events like the one here that South Shore Women's Resources is hosting, just to kind of take pause during the month and recognize not only that it's DV Awareness Month, but pay respects to those who have lost their lives the last year and even beyond, as well as to support program staff who do this work every day.
When people go to plays, more often than not, they're paying attention to the actors on stage and the story they're conveying. However, if you were one of the people that was part of the set design and construction, you'd probably hope that the people were admiring your handiwork as well. Without it, the actors would just be standing on an empty stage, right? We stopped into Silver Lake High School while Luke Schrieffer's Makerspace class was putting together the set for the theatrical version of Shrek.
I've got a class called Tech Theater. Tech Theater is responsible for building all the sets, props, publicity, costuming, everything technical related to the musical itself. I've got 2 sections of that, so about 40 kids. I've got a couple lab assistants who are in charge of smaller groups, and then we have a whole bunch of kids who are volunteering to be here. And some of them are part of the crew and part of the cast. Others are just serving to serve to make the sweetest thing we can. And so my classroom, we train the kids on how to use the tools, and then just kind of let them go at it within the parameters of our design and our vision for what the set's going to be. But there's a lot of creativity and freedom to just kind of explore in that and let your own artistic and or creative ability kind of shine through. So today we're working on the set for Shrek the Musical. It's going to happen here at Silver Lake in November, the 19th, 21st, and 22nd. And today we've got a whole bunch of kids after school. Some are part of the cast, some are part of the crew, some are just volunteering to help make this set come together. So we've got a lot of things going on. Directly behind me we've got it looks sort of like a castle, and that is. It's Duloc, if anyone has seen the movie Shrek. It's where little Farquaad lives. And then we've got Shrek's house. It's way hung up, and it's going to fly in. We've got trees and forests coming in. We've got rolling pieces and flying pieces and things that are pushed in. A lot of really cool, technically difficult pieces that are going to come through. We've got kids who can take it in any direction. We've got some who are just going to become art majors and do fine in practical arts. We've got one young lady who she's been designing most of the set. Her goal is to hopefully go on and do this professionally. We've got some kids who are just here just to get their hands dirty, experiment. You know, they might go on to be teachers or politicians or whatever, but it's just that community of the theatrical arts that really brings a kid together and allows them to explore who they are. Over the last 3 years, the technical theater program has really kind of taken off, and we've started to put together really top-notch sets. I think some of the best of high schoolers that you're going to see in Massachusetts. The sets are really borderline professional, at least that's what we work for. And so we hope people come for both the music and the pleasure of that, but also the technical elements that we've taken a lot of pride in incorporating.
You know, Brian, I was a theater major in college, and we often had to work on the sets as well as be actors in the plays. And I know how much work goes into them and how incredible they come out, and the audience has no idea how hard they are to do. So this room that they use is almost like a set building shop.
Right. Think of it like a shop class for the 23rd century. So they've got stuff, you know, that we never had as kids or even in college, because I did a little bit of that in college too. And what they're doing is a really great thing, because like he was saying, you've got the people that are in the play. You've also got people that's their job is set design, but they also had some volunteer kids that just want to get their hands dirty and try this out. So it was a really cool thing to do. And when I left there, that was the thing that kept going on in my head, was like, what a really cool thing this is that they've got going at Silver Lake. It's
good
great.
for them. That's terrific. Flag football has really taken off these last couple of years in Pembroke. Based on the NFL flag football model, this program is geared for kids ages kindergarten into high school. The season culminates with a Super Bowl and a trophy ceremony. PCN stopped into a recent practice to hear more about this fast-growing youth sports league and how it's shaping up in Pembroke.
Go, turn that ball. Go, buddy.
Playing with my brother. I like playing football with him.
We try to, we have both boys and girls playing flag football. We try to build leadership qualities in them. We want them to be able to work together. We want them to learn the fundamentals of football. And Pembroke Youth Flag Football is a great base to start learning for football. It teaches them, with the boys and girls playing together, it teaches that everybody is equal, and they enjoy playing together. And you know, Maggie wouldn't be able to play tackle football, but now she has the ability to play flag, or play football in some form, which is flag, and she loves it. Last year we had the Pembroke Panthers. They were an all-girls team for K1 flag football. It kind of set the way for the girls coming in the league, and you know, Damian D'Angelo, who is the commissioner of the league, does an outstanding job incorporating everybody into playing football and learning the skills of football. It builds leadership, like I was saying before, it builds leadership qualities. Sports is an important part of youth growing up, and it teaches the ability to play with everybody, sportsmanship, and just camaraderie. It builds a good social base for them. We start at K1, we go all the way up to 9th grade. We've exploded with membership, and we hope to keep going forward with it. I highly recommend parents sign up their kids for Pembroke Youth Flag Football, have them come out and play. Like I said, it starts from K1 all the way to 9th grade. It's run by Damian D'Angelo, and it's under Play 60, which is having the kids come out, play 60 minutes a day by the NFL. It's a great opportunity to learn football.
Doctor's Orders is back with Beth Israel Deaconess Hospital, Plymouth, for some parenting information.
Hello, I'm Susan West, and I'm from Beth Israel Deaconess Plymouth Hospital, and I'm here with PCN Doctor's Orders, and I'm here to talk to you about our parenting program and our family education program. I am the active parenting coordinator for the programs and also a nurse. One of the programs is our Parenting Your Baby and Parenting Your Toddler program, which is very popular because parents have lots of questions when they have a baby. Breastfeeding support, infant massage, and then parenting your baby. Generally speaking, they want to know about sleep, feeding, discipline, potty training, and how to parent their child. How to deal with in-laws so they don't become outlaws and those kinds of things. And what's really neat about it is once they come, they want to continue to come. And they bond with each other in the group, and then they meet outside the hospital, and these are long-time relationships. It's open to anybody that wants to attend. You don't have to have delivered here, and it's a drop-in. What we do is go around and everyone has an opportunity. Ask a question, voice a concern, and totally brag about your baby. So for some people, they totally work. For other people, they don't work at all. So it's all trial and error. I also do active parenting workshops, which is teaching communication skills for parents who have children from 1 all the way to teens. The teen is one of my most favorite ones because parents have no idea that they're blocking communication with their kids. We have a grandparent program, and you might say, why? Why would you have a grandparent program? They already raised their children. The reason we have a grandparent program is to update them on the changes of what pediatricians are telling parents today, and it's really amazing because they want to be involved with their child. And coming to the program, they realize that it isn't to tell them how to be a grandparent, but it's really to update them so they can communicate with their children and fall in love and be immersed in this baby's life.
So latch again. So, and you know, she's
this is the place to come, to be with other people that are going through the similar situations, and to be able to enjoy your babies and know that you're doing a good job. And one of my biggest jobs is to make sure I validate what wonderful parents they are, because they really are good parents, and they need to be told that because they are questioning everything that they're doing. This is our community, and these children are our future, and I get to witness that these families are bringing up wonderful human beings that are going to be our future.
Local Eats takes us to Duxbury to a historical and delicious locale.
Tucked into a historic and picturesque corner of Duxbury is the Windsor House Inn. As much a part of the town's history as its owners, the Windsor House has a long legacy as the town's social center and destination for all occasions, from simple to elegant. In 2013, the Windsor House was turned over to another Duxbury family, 2 generations as a matter of fact, and they are committed to preserving this community treasure and elevating the dining experience for all who enter. Okay, we are here with Holly Safford, one of the 4 owners of the Windsor House. Thank you so much for having us today.
It's our pleasure. Thank you for coming.
Tell me a little bit about the history of the Windsor House. It's really part of Duxbury history.
Yes, it was a family home, and it was built in the early 19th century by a man named John Howland for his daughter, who was marrying into the Windsor family, and they were a very prominent shipbuilding family here in Duxbury.
Now tell me, what made you decide, or your whole family decide, to purchase a historic home and a historic inn?
It's wonderful, a wonderful place, a center of activity in the community, a place where people gather, and there's so many memories here of wonderful family events. So
and the community became part of the rehab too, didn't they? Everybody joined in.
People said, can I wash windows, can I paint, can I weed, can I do anything to help you? We're so excited that you're going to be the new owners. And we started a program and allowed them to invest with us. People would become a preservationist and have their name on a board, which is hanging in our pub. And we raised $275,000 in a couple of weeks, all of which we put into the building. It still needs more, but we've done a great deal, and we're very pleased with the success.
But it would not be the Windsor House Inn without the Windsor House food.
Very important.
I think it's time for us to head into the pub and maybe have some appetizers.
Let's go do it.
Excellent.
some of our wonderful cuisine. I look forward to introducing you to this and talking to you about it a little bit.
It looks amazing.
Yeah. This is house-made cavatelli with a hen egg, bacon, and fresh peas, parmesan, a little bit of cream, lots of calories, but tons of flavor. Love this sushi-grade tuna tartare, Franco's version, with crisp wontons and beautiful fresh herbs from our garden, soy, scallions, lots and lots of flavor. This is our wonderful seasonal kale salad with Honeycrisp apples, fresh blackberries, local chev, and a honey champagne vinaigrette.
What do you want your diners to take away from their experience here?
Well, we want the food to be innovative, but we want it to be approachable. And for people to find things that are comforting and familiar on the menu.
Everything here is just so fresh. Where does your food come from?
Well, we use a lot of local purveyors, but I'm very pleased at the success we've had gardening. That we have a large vegetable garden in back, and it starts early in the spring with peas, and it's going to end with pumpkins and squash and kale late in the fall, and it's been absolutely wonderful. Why don't we go in the kitchen and we'll have a few words with the chef. I'd like you to meet him.
Excellent. I'm looking forward to it. Franco, the appetizers are amazing. I love your food. Tell me, what are you making us for dinner
Thanks,
tonight?
Donna. Well, tonight we're going to do 3 dishes.
Okay.
One is our Atlantic salmon, one is our signature bolognese, and then tonight we're actually going to feature a one-off sea bass special.
Fantastic. I can't wait to see. Let's get started.
Absolutely. Hi, Donna.
Oh, Franco, this looks amazing.
Thank you.
Bolognese.
Absolutely.
With salmon.
Salmon, and then our signature special for this evening of our line-caught sea bass.
That is gorgeous.
Thank you.
And you make so many beautiful choices and considerations in your preparation.
Absolutely. I mean, fresh and simplicity is what we do here, and having our own garden, I think, really elevates the dishes to give it that ultimate freshness and simplicity.
I am looking forward to trying all of this.
Absolutely.
But let me ask you also, what is your vision in working with the family as well in developing your menu?
Well, our vision, we all want to achieve the same goals. We all want to have the same product on the plate at the end of the day, and we communicate and we network, and we come up with ideas, and I think this is the proof of all of our coming together work on the plate.
This is wonderful. Thank you so much again for having us tonight. I'm looking forward to trying all of this, but then I understand I'm going to have to head out to the bar so we can taste some of your signature desserts as well.
Absolutely, yeah. Sticky toffee pudding and cheesecake, I think, comes to mind.
I can't wait. Do you want to join me for a taste first before we head out?
Let's do
Wonderful,
it. Yeah.
Thank you. This meal has been amazing, but we still have more. What beautiful desserts these are. Tell me what we have.
Aren't they great? This is our #1 seller, sticky toffee pudding, and this is the Bailey's cheesecake. And for people who like a rich ending to a great evening.
Tell me what it's like to be working with family, and why is that important to you?
We are really blessed to have a family that's all in step and want very much to salvage and save this wonderful community treasure.
Well, thank you so much for continuing the legacy of the Windsor House Inn.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. For PCN's Local Eats from the Windsor House Inn, I'm Donna Rodriguez.
PCN would like to introduce another new segment called Mindful Moments with licensed mental health counselor Leslie Cutler. Welcome, Leslie.
Thank you, Julie. It's great to be here.
Great to have you as part of the PCN family.
Thank you.
You wanted to devote your first segment with PCN to the subject of a positive attitude, and you have 10 points, so take it away.
Absolutely. Number 1, being mindful of your thoughts, accepting what they are without negativity and without judgment, but putting aside self-limiting beliefs.
Okay.
Number 2, spending time with positive people. So we are the average of the people that we spend time with. It's crucial that we spend time with people that lift us up, that bring out parts of us that we admire and like best about who we are.
Okay, so they're mirrors of us.
Mirrors of us,
Okay.
absolutely.
For number 3, you have be the positivity you want to see in the world.
Absolutely. So lead by example. Basically put it out there, put out your genuine self, and that indeed, that authenticity will shine through.
Okay.
And number 4, change the way that you respond. So certain things happen and they are negative, but the way that we choose to approach them and look at them is what matters. This is the thing that makes the difference, and it allows us the clarity to kind of have the energy to move forward and approach them in positive ways.
Is that kind of act, don't react?
Yes, very
Okay.
much so.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Number 5?
Adversity comes to all of us. So expecting it, knowing that it's going to come, rather than dreading it, is very, very important. Basically looking at it as a learning experience, as something that will propel us to the place where we need to be.
Okay, we can't ever expect to have a life without any adversity.
No, I think we'd all like that, but the reality is that doesn't make us who our best selves.
Okay. Number 6, you have assume that hidden in every setback, there is a lesson.
Absolutely. Find the challenge. Look for the lesson. Not always clear in the immediate, but sometimes in the future we can look back and see this explains why I went through that at that particular time. Because now I have the skill set to drive me forward to where I need to be.
Perfect. Okay.
Think about what you desire, not what you fear.
Okay.
So often we get frozen in the face of fear. So if we visualize what it is that we want for ourselves in our life, then it can kind of propel us forward and move us towards our goals.
Okay.
And then also ditch the following phrases. Wouldn't that be my luck? Or, oh, it figures. Well, wouldn't you know? That type of thing.
Always happens to me.
Yeah, always happens to me.
Yeah.
And, you know, this is just victim mentality.
Yeah.
It's negativity. It pushes people away from you. They want absolutely nothing to do with that person that's sitting in those dark victim modes.
Sure, absolutely. Okay, sometimes changing your circumstances isn't possible.
And Julie, that's so true. You know, we can't go out and get that perfect job tomorrow.
Right.
You know, we can't change our history. It is what it is. So there's a certain acceptance in this, that there are certain things that we cannot change, but we can reframe the way that we look at them and the way that we approach them, perhaps approaching them in a different way this time and finding the lesson.
Okay, and your last one?
Is being confident.
Okay.
We look at our history. Look what you've overcome. Look what you've been able to climb, the mountains that you've been able to climb, knowing that you have the skill set and you need to move forward with what it is in your life.
Great. Okay, so those are 10 wonderful ways that we can start right away.
Absolutely.
And being more positive. Is
Yes.
this habits? Do we have to do this? Is it a habit?
Yes, I think it's more of a mindset.
Okay.
So once you incorporate it, it can become almost habitual,
Okay.
very much part of your daily
And
life.
work on it every day.
Work on it every day.
Excellent.
Thank you so much, Julie.
Thank you so much for being
Thank
here. We
you.
look forward to next time you join us.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching this week. Replay times and links are at PACTV.org, and we're on YouTube. Follow us on social media for updates and behind-the-scenes pictures. We'll see you next week for more PACTV Community News.